So these 5 men essentially waited for this guy all night to come out and have this pop, right? This final boss-esque pop, right? Hyping up Brock Lesnar. Michael Cole on commentary calling Brock Lesnar the alpha male of the WWE. Then Brock Lesnar kicks his leg up in the air and falls on his ass, dude. Oh my God. Slipping on a banana peel. Paul Heyman just mortified. Look at Paul Heyman, man. Brock Lesnar just rolls through on his back. The guy just commits to it. The pyro going off at the same time. There's music. And he's just rolling through like he's in kindergarten. Oh my God, dude. What is Brock Lesnar doing? He came up, right, and he was in good spirits. But then he sent a Braun Breaker right away. He's like, you know what? Somebody else has to look like a clown here. Boom. Let me put this cowboy hat on Braun Breaker. Show him who's boss. Obviously, he mocks him in every sort of way. Look at Braun Breaker, man, looking all upset. Drew McIntyre, hey, go down there and beat them up with me. Honestly, this is honestly such a mess, dude. Look, Braun Breaker's not even happy. He doesn't want to be in the huddle. He doesn't want to be anywhere near Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar looking all funny and happy and stuff, right? They do this stare down. Bro, I don't like how Drew McIntyre is, taking this the back seat to Brock Lesnar. He literally squashed Brock Lesnar back in 2020. I don't understand why he's acting like Brock Lesnar is this big beast. Okay? Can we stop acting like that? The funniest part of this whole thing is I know Triple H was heated backstage because he was trying to build up this moment. He had all the trademark logos going up. He had all the, overlays to essentially signal to us that the show is ending. And then you have Brock Lesnar do this. Oh my God. Triple H, what are you doing? This is honestly what you get, all right, for bringing back these old-timers, bringing back these part-timers. Try to get a cheap pop, a cheap fucking reaction from us, all right? We don't buy it. We don't want it. And it's just straight up boring, all right? Anyways, check this out, all right? Raw kicked off with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring, and it's been a very long time since they were in the middle of the ring together. And I was expecting a lot from this promo, but all we got was the same old monotonous bullshit, all right? Cody Rhodes, he comes out, he says, what do you want to talk about, St. Louis? What do you want to talk about? Get the hell out of here, all right? Get out. Roman Reigns has this charisma where it's just very nonchalant. The guy doesn't need to say much, but he's still a lot more charismatic than fucking Cody Rhodes, when Cody Rhodes literally has a 300 fucking word count on his promos, all right? While Roman Reigns says 1, 2 things, gets a good crowd reaction, boom. All right? This whole premise of, Cody Rhodes, he's leading the charge. It's his team. Get the hell out of here, all right? I'm sick and tired of that. CM Punk, he wasn't having it either, so basically he comes out and, questions Roman Reigns. He says, are you going to snake the Usos? Are you going to snake us? Are you going to backstab your family? Right? And then he goes after Cody Rhodes, basically calling him out, saying that this is my team. This is Monday Night Raw, blah, blah, blah. We didn't get anything from this promo, okay? Roman Reigns, him just standing there made this promo better. Honestly, his little facial expressions, the unspoken charisma that comes with Roman Reigns. Him saying this line here definitely, elevated the plot a little bit. Saying that belt would look good on him, right? Essentially calling his shot. Then we had these jobbers in the jobber conference room. Paul Heyman, again, yapping like the walrus he is to Drew McIntyre. Look at Drew McIntyre. He looks like a great specimen of a WWE wrestler. Why isn't he speaking? Okay? Anyways, basically they're having a tag team match later on in the night. Paul Heyman picks Logan Paul to be the partner for Drew McIntyre. Logan Paul, he starts kissing his teeth. Yeah, all right, I don't know why he's thinking about Japan. Anyways, boom, fuck. Anyways, Gunther, he comes out, right? I love his entrance, by the way. I think his entrance is very cinematic, right? It gives Soul Calibur to me, right? Soul Calibur mixed with some Greek fucking ancient war shit, all right? I like it. Anyways, Carmelo Hayes, he comes out the gate and just storms Gunther, okay? Now, this guy is a dog. This match right here just displayed how much I was missing on NXT with Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is a great wrestler, dude. Just yamming into Gunther, okay? Showing his dog showing his fucking aggressiveness, and how entertaining he can be, even as, like, you know, an undersized wrestler. He took it to Gunther right away. No respect. He was not pulling his chops. He wasn't pulling his punches. The guy took it to Gunther, but Gunther honestly overpowered him here for a majority of the match, okay? But still, Carmelo Hayes got right back up to his feet and went at Gunther with slaps, chops, forearms, elbows, everything you can think of, dude. This guy is a dog. But guess what happened, all right? Essentially, Gunther, you know, overpowered him and, you know, played the cocky guy. This was the narrative going into the match. Look, but Carmelo Hayes, he keeps getting up, and what did he do? He power bombs his ass, dude. All right? The reason why I think Carmelo Hayes is honestly being booked like this to lose, but in a noble way, is to kind of gain rapport with the fans. I think the fans don't really connect to him in any way, especially when he's this cocky type of character. Carmelo Hayes' springboard clinic was displayed very well in this match, right? But again, Gunther just shut down Carmelo Hayes at every fucking stop, all right? Boom. Just chopping him in the chest. Carmelo Hayes selling it very well. Gunther putting on a technical exhibition on Carmelo Hayes' knee here. This segment right here, or this scene, I should say, was very good, all right? Carmelo Hayes showing a fighting spirit while Gunther's just trash-talking him, all right? Honestly, man, Carmelo Hayes proved me wrong here. I am 100% sold on Carmelo Hayes as a character, as a wrestler, as a performer, as a talent to be, you know, one of the most formidable stars in the next coming years, dude. All right? I used to not understand, right? I still don't really understand, you know, to the extent of, like, the people who watched him in NXT. But, you know, this guy is obviously very talented. Anyways, he does this springboard classic DDT. Gunther messes it up, and you can see that Carmelo Hayes is frustrated. Check his wrist out, right? Gunther tries to, you know, console him a little bit, right? He's basically saying sorry, but then look, he fucking rips away his wrist. Okay, I think Carmelo Hayes knew for sure that this match was going fucking perfectly. Like, I'm talking like 5-star banger museum type of match, all right? Anyways, Gunther wins. We all saw that coming. However, I do think Carmelo Hayes elevated his stock, all right? Next, it was Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns discussing the War Games match and if they're going to get along. Then the Usos, they butt in and say, we got this, all right? Next, it was Dominic Mysterio and Ilya Dragunov. I don't know how he got a hold of John Cena's merch. You know, I don't know who, you know, messed up the wardrobe, but Dominic Mysterio and Ilya Dragunov, they basically had a squash beat down. Of course, Ilya Dragunov lost, all right? Anyways, boom. I didn't watch this trash, and honestly, this right here just pissed me off. Grayson Waller, what are you doing? Okay, used to be, you know, in talks of being one of the biggest stars in the company, and now you're just jobbing. All right, next, Brock Lesnar, blah, blah, blah. You know, fucking who cares? Who cares? Who cares about this? All right, honestly, I don't really care. All right, AJ Lee, yeah, all right, whatever. She's looking at Rhea Ripley, whatever, neckbeard fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, next, it was this, hey, tag me, hey, I hate you, Jay. I hate you. Oh, man, this match was a mess. Obviously, you know, it ended up being a brawl, all right? A cheap-ass brawl. Logan Paul picks up the victory and basically gets the advantage for the War Games match on Saturday. Yeah, essentially, this was the same ending, dude, all right? Fucking Roman Reigns, he comes back, gets a cheap-ass pop. Apparently, he's like, you know, like him coming out again for a second time, what's the point of that? Then fucking Brock Lesnar, he comes out, and we already discussed this. The guy is honestly too old to be out here. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of Brock Lesnar. I'm sick and tired of Paul Heyman. I'm honestly sick and tired of Roman Reigns just for the fact of how fucking inconsistent they are, all right? Even Cody Rhodes, the guy barely wrestles, all right? He has tuxedos on and shit. Yeah, okay, cool. You can go to Met Gala and be on GQ, but you know, fucking come to work and wrestle, dude. All right? Look, and the fact that Brock Lesnar, he's trying to play this shit off, tells me, honestly, that he doesn't care. He doesn't really care, okay? He thinks it's just some easy check. He's going to come here and, you know, wrestle. Look, look how big he is compared to Braun Breaker, dude. All right? I hate the fact that people are trying to sell me this fucking parallel that Braun Breaker and Brock Lesnar are the same people. Oh, yeah. Braun Breaker's the next Brock Lesnar of our generation. Get out of here. I don't want to see Paul Heyman stand beside fucking Braun Breaker, advocating for Braun Breaker when they're essentially the same height. Doesn't make sense, all right? With Brock Lesnar, he's a beast, because he looks like a beast amongst everybody. Look how fucking mean he looks against what's it called, Bronson Reed, right? They look completely different, right? In terms of like threat levels, right? With Drew McIntyre though, honestly, man, Drew McIntyre needs a whole reboot. He needs to leave and come back. With maybe like a scruffier beard or something, a longer beard, maybe cut his hair, to be honest, right? Maybe some sort of gear fucking rework, right? He stops wearing the leather dress. He starts wearing pants, right? Just something to kind of mold and reshape and rebrand the fucking perspective on Drew McIntyre, because that's how I see him. I just think he's just some hey, tag me, hey type of guy, all right? Like, I don't think he's a formidable opponent amongst the Cody Rhodeses of the world, the CM Punks of the world. I don't think so, all right? Honestly, look at Logan Paul here, man. Logan Paul is actually scared. The guy was pissing his chops, all right? Look, all right? He's scared to be in Brock Lesnar's presence, dude. Yeah, all right. Look at Bronson Reed. He's looking straight up at the fucking catering entrance hall. All right, you know where he's looking. Anyways, yeah, all right. This show was honestly very good. Honestly, I enjoyed this show, not for the reasons that you may think, but it was entertaining in a sense that it was kind of trash. Okay, Brock Lesnar tripping, Drew McIntyre being there. Right. I like Drew McIntyre. Okay, I think he's a great character. The Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns promo was ass. Okay, we didn't need that. Honestly, this show would be better without it. Cody Rhodes does not know how to cut a promo. I don't think he actually knows. I think he knows little catchphrases. He knows how to say the city name, St. Louis, OKC. Oh wow, everybody loves me. And then he just diverts into some boring ass shit, talking about respect. Talking about, oh, yeah, we should be friends. We should kiss and, have a picnic party together. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm the leader. I'm the QB1. That's all he says. All right. And honestly, Roman Reigns, he doesn't buy any of it. All right. I think Roman Reigns was honestly a much better champion, not only just in the ring, but just outside of the ring. What he did for the company in terms of not only the perception, but the brand. I think the brand was elevated when Roman Reigns was the champion. With Cody Rhodes, it doesn't seem like he's, ubiquitous. If you guys don't know what that means, it's basically existing across culture. I don't think Cody Rhodes doesn't exist across culture. He exists in wrestling only. Okay, if you were to ask some random person on the street, oh, Cody, do you know Cody Rhodes? No, they're not going to know. But they might know Roman Reigns. They might have seen Roman Reigns in some sort of Instagram reel or some shit, right? Or even just like a comparison to Jason Momoa or something, right? They might say, oh, wow, Roman Reigns. Isn't that the guy that looks like Jason Momoa, right? Boom. And then that's how you usually talk about superstars. But with Cody Rhodes, there's nothing, all right? He's just Cody Rhodes. That's what I mean by ubiquitous, by the way, all right? I think Roman Reigns, he crosses culture in a way, right? He brings people together from fucking India, right, to fucking all the way to Switzerland, dude. The guy is a superstar, a megastar that even the normal people just walking on the street who don't even watch wrestling, they can catch a glimpse of Roman Reigns and be like, oh, wow, who's that guy, right? He's jacked. He's handsome. Right? He looks like Jason Momoa. That's what I mean by culturally ubiquitous, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This show, honestly, was a 9 out of 10, all right? I'll say it's a 9 out of 10 just for the fact of this match right here with Gunther and Carmelo Hayes. I think this match was very good. All right, I think Carmelo Hayes is a star-studded talent in the WWE. I used to hate Carmelo Hayes just for the fact that he was small, but the way that they booked him here, right? Whoever booked this match, honestly, you did a great job. The storytelling in the match was very good, showcasing basically his fighting spirit against Gunther. He wasn't backing down. All right, he was a dog in this match. Yeah, all right. Gunther, I'm sick and tired of his fucking wrestling style. I think if it wasn't for Carmelo Hayes, this match would be so fucking boring. The same old big boots, fucking chops, and slow ass power bombs that look like it's performed at a grandma or something. All right. That's what it looks like. He just looks like a grandpa wrestling. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys already know who this is. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What you rate this show. All right. Anyways, you guys know who this is. The high rise living work while still in Intern John out.